Hi, my name's Max and welcome back to another video from the Complete Composer series where I take a closer look at the plugins from Native Instruments Komplete Ultimate Collection. Today I want to try something a little bit different. I am currently working on the music for a video game that is taking place on a space station. So the topic is kind of isolation in space, and I want to see if I can write a theme for this with the instrument I have picked for this video, which, surprise surprise, is going to be HYBRID Keys. This is the third installation in the Kontakt Play series, and just as the name suggests, it's all about keys. There are presets for all different kinds of keys, from acoustic and electric pianos over harpsichords and organs to mallets. There is a lot to choose from. But let's just head into Cubase and see for ourselves. Alright, so the first thing I want to do actually is a little brainstorm. If I think about isolation as a topic, the things that come to mind are it's calm, it's quiet, it's a very reflective atmosphere, and it's not necessarily sad, but definitely melancholic. So these are the kinds of feelings I want to put into the music. So what I'm going to start with is like an arpeggio ostinato, just like a continuous element that is just playing the harmonies. I have already loaded up Kontakt with HYBRID Keys here and went through all the presets till I found something that I think would be a good starting point. So let's just record something and we'll see. Alright, that works great, I think. So I'm now gonna arrange this a little bit and just play around with the plugin to see if I can make it sound a little bit better even. Great, so I played around with the sound a little bit until I liked it, and after that I added another layer on top with another preset that I found in HYBRID Keys, which is called Homeward Bound. Again, I think I'm going to change this sound a little bit and also use some automation to blend it with the other sound and just make the arpeggio a little bit more interesting. The next thing I want to do is I want to add the melody on top. I already added another layer of HYBRID Keys and looked for a preset that I think again could work well as a starting point. I'm just going to record the melody and again play around with the sound a little bit to see if I can make it work. Alright, so yeah, that's basically it already for the melody. I'm gonna keep it real simple this time, not overdo things. What I want to do now is I want to look for a couple of ambient sounds that I can layer on top to give it a little bit more atmosphere, just to fill it up a little bit more. Alright, I think that sounds really good right now. I have added a couple of layers to fill it up a little bit more. I started by adding a bass sound to make it a little bit thicker. This is just one of the organ presets with a high cut that I've tweaked just a little bit. It basically sounds like this. Just a real low bass. On top of that, I added a pad sound that just plays the harmonies to give it a little bit more space and texture, and just also thicken the harmonies a little bit more. Together with the bass, I think they work really well together. This really sounds like space, doesn't it? And lastly, to emphasize the bass line a little bit more, I added a subtle piano that just plays the bass notes whenever the melody sets in, and that sounds like this. I have two layers and it blends really well with the other elements, so you don't really hear it, but you definitely feel it when it hits. Now all together, the element from Hybrid Keys sound like this. I just want to add a couple of elements now that are not hybrid keys to make it a little bit more interesting and flesh it out a little bit more. And I'll just do that really quickly and get back to you. Oh, that went fast. So I'm done already. I have added a couple of string sounds, cello drones from a library that I recently bought, which I think is really nice for this like organic ambient sound. It's called Sospiro Strings. It's a library that has all the string sections in it, and I used the basses, the cellos, and the violins. They sound like this. Underneath that I have Landscape, which is a free plugin by Native Instruments. And this, it modulates randomly and so creates these interesting hits and drones like this sometimes in the background, which I think it just gives it a really, really nice texture. Together with the strings, I think it works really well as just a background ambience. And lastly, I have another layer added to the melody, which is una corda. You don't really hear it in the mix, but you feel that it's there, I think. Probably have to make a little bit quieter. Yeah. And yeah, that's basically all I've done with this track. I kept it quite simple this time. I think it works really well and I'm happy with the result. So I'm gonna give you some final thoughts on hybrid keys now, and then I will let you hear the full song. Alright, I am gonna be honest with you, I don't really like this plugin and I think it's the weakest from the Play series for a couple of reasons. The biggest problem I have with this is that I don't think the samples sound particularly good. There is some stuff in there that really works, like the arpeggio I built in the beginning, I really like that. But especially with the acoustic piano sounds, I think they just lack depth and character. Also, I think there could be more variety in the sample library, because although there is a lot of sounds, many of them didn't work for me at all, and often there was just no alternative. However, obviously this is just my experience, and I'm sure there is a lot of good uses for this instrument, just not for me. The video should have given you a good idea of what to expect from hybrid keys, and if you're interested, go try it yourself. So, that's it for today. If you want to know more and also maybe get some behind the scenes, follow me on Instagram. Also, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below and I will answer them. I will now play the full song for you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, bye.